it's the Frog Queen here, and Happy New Year. You might be wondering why I'm using an Instagram filter to do this. It's because I'm still sick. Yeah, I came down with shingles for Christmas. Yay, lucky me, right? Because, like, why wouldn't that happen to me? So rather than scare the crap out of you, Instagram filters are what everyone does now when they don't want the world to see how hideous they look. So I thought I'd spare you. Consider yourselves lucky. Anyway, let's get right into it. So today I'm going to review Folklords, which I've been wanting to talk about for a while, from Matt Kindt, and I'm loving this, but I'm going to show you some lovely artwork rather than this ridiculous whatever this is, Instagram filter stuff. Apologies. So it's no secret that I am a fan of Matt Kindt's work, Grass Kings and Black Badge being the most recent titles to capture my attention, but when I saw the press release for Folklords, I felt that Kindt might have actually written something specifically for me. When I sat down to read it, I found, a kindred spirit in the main character, identifying with his sense of adventure and goal-oriented mentality. Hey, what can I say? I completely feel that pull, just in general, to get out there and seek new experiences, especially when I was a lot younger. And so before I get really into this too much, I just want to warn you, big spoiler warning. Nothing, I'm just talking about the first two issues. Nothing major that's going to ruin the series for you. This is just the first two issues, but I am going to spoil the first issue just so that you understand what the plot is. Otherwise, there's not much to say at this point, so I do kind of have to tell you what the plot is, and that all gets established in issue number 1. So our hero Ansel is growing up in a world where becoming an adult and leaving adolescence behind means completing a quest. And this world is steeped in fantasy, fairy tale lore, not unlike Narnia. And however, Ansel, he runs into trouble because his chosen quest is basically the worst idea ever. He wants to find the legendary Folklords. Ansel quickly finds out that this is strictly forbidden in his town. The governing force of his little village, known as the Guild of Librarians, they shut down all chosen quests when this is announced. And it's actually Ansel's peer who kind of steals Ansel's quest idea and proclaims his intentions of finding the Folklords in front of everyone. That's when the librarians are like, nope, it's all over. And every one of Ansel's classmates are then assigned new, much easier and approved quests to complete. So there's something special about Ansel that makes this human boy stand out from everyone else. He has these dreams of another place, another world with moving vehicles, with wheels, giant machines that fly in the sky, and everyone sees Ansel as a bit odd. He makes weird contraptions and clothing. Ansel believes that finding the Folklords may also answer his questions about his dreams and all the weird contraptions he dreams of, which are not unlike our world, by the way, and the strange people in this other world, i.e. our world. He is not about to abandon his life's ambition because of the whims of some faceless governing body. He approaches his classmate, the one who stole his quest idea, and asks him if he'd like to come along and complete this quest against all known law there in town. They know that this is illegal. And that's the entire setup of the story. So there's really so much of this story that I'm in love with. The artwork has a real maturity to it for something that's also very cartoony. All the faces on the characters are super expressive, and I really like the color palette. For me, this whole comic has a very European comic book feel. It just reminds me of a lot of books that I've read from like Cinebook or Humanoids, some of the more all ages stuff. And I think there's it keeps that sense of whimsy in the artwork, so that even so some of the situations can feel a bit more adult, that they're also letting you feel, free spirited and kind of fun and lighter. I think my favorite part of the story as well, and this really exemplifies just how good a writer Matt Kint is this piece in the second issue where Ansel's elf companion actually tells him the story of how he came to be an elf adopted by a human family. As he shares his story, the reader is flooded with flashbacks, and the depiction we receive shows a much different history than what the elf actually tells us. While our little elf tells us a story of a human couple who compassionately save an abandoned elf baby and bring it into their home and adopt it, the reality of that is much more nefarious. And that showing versus telling with kind of a spin on it, I really love that. That sold me on the series right then and there. I'm really impressed with the series, and I cannot wait for issue 3, which, by the way, comes out on January 22nd. I can hardly wait. Maybe I just can't wait. And look, they have trolls! Trolls that love meat pies. Like, how damn cute is that? Oh, and speaking of swears, there's none in this book. See? The content here feels pretty safe for kids. I'm thinking this is like a 10 plus at least, but definitely fine for teens. And anyway, I think that wraps up this review. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thank you for listening to me yammer. And yeah, hope you come back and watch me again